My name is Micki. I'm based in Brooklyn, New York, originally from Raleigh, North Carolina. I got my first bass, I think, December 2019, but I didn't actually start playing until around June 2020. So I've been playing for like a little over a year and a half. The reason why I started playing bass is kind of interesting. Like I said, I got my first bass December 2019, not because I ever thought I could play the bass, but because I was dating a guy at the time and he was just like, hey, I'm gonna buy you a bass. This is your bass guitar. I was so excited, but I was so intimidated I didn't know where to start. And like for a while I like put it off. I would have it on my wall or just stare at it and like be super intimidated by picking it up. I was really influenced by Tina Weymouth, and I saw her playing this red Mustang bass, and I came to him one day and I was like, that's my bass, I want that bass. And he's like, but Micki, you don't even play the bass you have now. And I was like, I don't care. If I get this one, I'm gonna do it. I promise. And he was like, Micki, this is literally like a $1,200 guitar. Like, I'm not getting this for you. I was still talking about the bass every day, and he couldn't afford it at the time, so he reached out to my parents and he was like, hey, let's split it. Her birthday's coming up. And my parents were also like, we're not gonna split this with you. She's not even gonna play it. And so like my dad was like, prove to me that you're gonna play this guitar. He's like, you don't even play the one that you have now. And I was like, I promise I'm gonna do it. I promise. And so like obviously they ended up getting me the bass, and I like would always make jokes with my boyfriend at the time. I was like, you know, if you ever cheat on me or hurt me in any type of way, I'm gonna make it like my life's goal to just become a much better musician than you. You know, it was all jokes at the time. And then like lo and behold, what I had like projected ended up happening. And so like I still got the $1,200 bass that I wanted, and so then like I used that as like a coping mechanism to get over the breakup and stuff. And then I ended up realizing, oh shit, this temporary love was put in my life to show me my everlasting love. As cheesy as it sounds, I was like, it all happened for a reason. You know, whenever someone comes up to me and they're like, listen, I want to play an instrument, and I was like, you can do it. Like, there's literally no reason not to. If you have the desire, it's gonna happen eventually. I waited like 2 years to start playing, and then like I started playing, and then it all happened so fast. Like I had reached out to several other bands through Craigslist, being honest about it. I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing, and I'm a beginner, but like I learn really fast, and like I'm obsessed with music, and like no one would respond to me. And then I saw Eric's ad on Reddit, and I was like, and he had like a link to the music, and I was like, this music is just, this is insane. This is so good, you know. And the other bands that I had reached out to, their music was all right, you know. It didn't really matter to me, but I was like, you know what, I have nothing to lose messaging Eric. And so I messaged him, and I was like very upfront about everything. I was like, it's gonna be a lot of work, but I'm like such a dedicated person to this, like please take a chance on me. A couple months later I found out that there was like 2 other bassists that were like technically a lot better than me, but they didn't have the drive for it or something, or they weren't as like eager. And I feel really lucky that Eric maybe saw that in me, and he like took a chance on like the girl who doesn't really know how to play bass. So I mean, you can really, the mind is crazy. You can do anything you set your mind to. Before a show, if I'm in a bad mindset, I'll listen to Susie Quatro. She's kind of like goes way back, but there's this one song by Susie Quatro that I really like that helps me get my mindset right before a show. It's called The Wild One, and like it starts off and it's just her. She's like, all my life I wanted to be somebody, well here I am. And then like I'm like, okay, now I'm ready to go.